I would do it on my phone, but I mean the mic quality on this one, bro. I gotta use my mic. Hold up, guys. I'm sorry. But yeah, today will be I think this tutorial is a little bit annoying. I should have completed this earlier. Thank you. All right, now that I got that over with, welcome to you little. Oh, I forgot. Duh. We good, dope. We good. Welcome to another episode. This is Antonio, that dude. Well, really is Antonio Moore, host of the That Dude podcast / TV / episode, whatever you want to call it. Today we'll be talking about the NBA draft. It's not gonna be that long. We're gonna just be speaking on the draft picks, and you know what I mean. I wish I had something I can do research on, but I'm gonna this. That thing is gonna pop back up, so I prefer not to. But let's talk about Victor Wembanyama. Victor is probably gonna be a great player, but the only thing I'm scared of about Victor in general is just him being drafted to the Spurs. As a Warriors fan, I'm not very happy about that. I'm not very happy about that. It's just the fact that, you know, they got him and we don't, and they have a great what is it called? A great center, a great big man. You know, that he can win a lot of games for them, and they can do a lot of good stuff. It's just that when you got Victor, I'm scared that he might be like Porzingis, because Porzingis is only 2 inches shorter than him, and the Celtics got him. But, you know, I feel like if he isn't injury prone, he will be a top 15, 20th, 25, maybe, you know, player of all time. You know, he'll be very good. Yeah, he'll be a very good player. It's just that you got to realize that they are a good coaching staff, and I can do research now. Let me do some research, and I'm gonna look at some hot takes. You know, hot takes of the NBA draft, because we don't have plenty of time. But while I'm looking this up, how do y'all feel about Chris Paul being on the Warriors? I hope it's not long term, because I don't really like that fit. I like it just because we don't got Jordan Poole, and the fact that Jordan Poole is on the Wizards is crazy. He might be an all-star this year before, you know, I don't know, but he might be an all-star this year. I don't know why I was playing. He might be an all-star before Cade, because he can average 29 points on the Wizards right now. I'm just saying that Wizards team is trash, hot doo-doo. They don't got nobody else on their team. They just very trash, and we got to realize that them being trash is crazy, because we need them to be trash, but you know we don't. We gave them our picks, so we got to be good. So yeah, and also Chris Paul, you know, I feel like the chemistry won't be good. I don't know. I thought they was trying to build chemistry, considering that Stephen Curry earlier this year said this ain't 2014 no more. He said when they beat the Rockets a couple of years ago, they was like, F Chris Paul, him, you know, stupid stuff like that. But it's the fact that Chris Paul is a great, you know, point guard. He's an ultimate point guard. Actually, he's the point guard. That's what they call him, you know. Yeah, he's a good passer. I mean, I don't see nothing else in that. He's an I8 scorer. Jordan Poole, we losing scoring by trading Jordan Poole away, because Jordan Poole was averaging 20 points off the bench, but that's mainly when Stephen Curry was hurt, when he was starting. So that's the only reason. He probably averaged around 17 off the bench, not 20. But you know, trading Bradley Beal away for the Wizards was obviously something they needed to do, and we needed to trade away Jordan Poole, because Jordan Poole and Bradley Beal both had big contracts, for their respective teams, and they just really didn't need those big contracts because we wanted to keep Draymond, and we're going to have Draymond back on our team, believe it or not. Draymond said he wouldn't want to leave the Warriors. He said as long as Steph and Clay is still there, he would be there. He just needed more money. If he opted in, he would have just been there for one more year, and then it would have been a free agent again. So he had to opt out so he can pretty much get more money and then more years. He'll probably retire on the Warriors, if I'm being real, after these contracts are over. I hope all three of them retire at the same time. I don't want to have to rebuild with one player out of the core players still being on the team. We're gonna have to have all of them retire. I don't know why they need. So that's why we would need Draymond Green, in order to keep the legacy alive. I think they should retire at the same time. All of them will have the same amount of rings. It's just the points. Maybe Clay might keep playing just so he can get back in the top 10 for 3-point made all time, because he's not top 10 right now. He's currently like 11 or 12. I don't know. He might be top 10 now. I can check it, but he really needs to get back up there because we need him back up there. He led the league in NBA. He led the NBA in 3-pointers made. All time. Let me see all time. Three-pointers made, because I feel like in 2023, yeah. No, not in 2023. Klay Thompson did make the most. I'm not looking at that though. I'm looking at all time. Okay, so Stephen Curry. Yeah, Klay Thompson is number 11, but he will pass Jamal Crawford next year to be put into the 10th spot, right behind LeBron James. He's only a couple away from LeBron. He's like close to 50. He's like 48 away from not 48. Yeah, 48 away from LeBron James. And he's how many is away from? He's gonna get in the top 5. Yeah, he's gonna get back up there, or top 6. Top 7 actually, because he's not passing Damian Lillard until Dame retires or something. He's gonna get in top 5 because he will eventually, if he has the same season, he will be in front of Kyle Korver. Well, right behind Kyle Korver, and he'll be 6th. He'll be 6th by the end of the season if he has like a 300 or 250 3-pointers made. So he can't get hurt. Stephen Curry, I don't know how long he will be on the top of the list though. I feel like he will be there for a minute because he's not going to retire early for James Harden to catch up with him, which they are still 600 away from him. So unless they don't get hurt or something, because they don't shoot as much threes as Steph. If Steph didn't get hurt, he would be like over 700 away from James Harden. But anyways, that's what I was saying, that we need all of them to retire at the same time. Draymond, all of them. So, but speaking of that, the Warriors drafted a pretty good guard. He averaged 8 rebounds. That kind of they was comparing him. I forgot who they was comparing him to, but they wasn't comparing him to nobody who rebounds like that at the shooting guard position. The person that I can compare his rebounding to for being a guard or short, under 6 foot, I say 9, rebounding not that good. Yeah, I'm comparing his rebounding to Josh Hart. I forgot the dude's name. It's Podskepsi or something. I don't know. The Warriors drafted him at 19. Yeah, they drafted him at 19. It's I gotta look it up. Mike Dunleavy. It's Podziemski. Yeah, Podziemski. I'm just calling Brandon because he's a Warrior now. I'm just calling Brandon Podziemski, or I can call him Bra Pod. Nah, but that sounds weird. Brandon Pod. That's what I'm calling him. And he was drafted at the 19th pick, and they did get a late round pick. I don't know. I forgot how they got that other pick. But Mike Dunleavy, I'm excited because Bob Myers would have never traded for Chris Paul. I'm just saying. So maybe they might keep Chris Paul, but considering it's a new owner and the new owner doesn't. I mean, even though he's been working with the Warriors since forever, since he's been drafted, pretty much because he played for the Warriors too. So I feel like that they need to they got the keep. I want them to keep Chris Paul, but I don't at the same time. They might trade him. They might do what they did with D'Angelo Russell. They traded for him just to trade him for Wiggins, which was honestly a win in our books. I thought that was a bad trade. But I didn't. Well, actually, I never really hated Andrew Wiggins. It's just he was inconsistent, so I was scared to draft or trade for him. And then you know, we got a couple roster spots left. We need a big man. They said we need defense and shooting, but I say don't worry about the defense yet, because we don't know how Kuminga's gonna play. And we don't know how Moses Moody would play. We don't know how they will play. So I say, just worry about getting some size, like a 7-footer from the G League, maybe. That's what Chat Sports say. But I agree. We just need a 7-footer or 6'11" or something, because we don't have nobody taller than 6'9" on our team yet. So that's crazy. We need a center, a big man who wants to win a championship. Like, we're still in win now mode, even though we got some old players. They older than they used to be. But they still winners. They still can win games and win championships. So we need them to win. You know, with Chris Paul being on their team now, I feel like, because people, I was debating on because it was like some Suns fans said that Chris Paul might return to the Warriors. I mean, to the Suns, and I was like, I commented. I said, nah, he wants to play for a winning team. And then it was like, well, a team that made it to the finals and been the first seed, top 3 seed for the past few years, top 5 seed actually for the past few years. I was like, but when did y'all win a championship? Is what I'm saying. Like, I wasn't being biased or anything. I was just saying, like, he wants a team with a good resume in this past decade, and the Suns doesn't have a good resume. They just started getting good in like 2020. Well, that's because they had Chris Paul. Let's see how good they are without Chris Paul, because Chris Paul does make teams better. He might make us the first seed next year. That's why I feel like the Warriors got him, because he made the Rockets good. They almost beat the Warriors if Chris Paul got hurt, and then the Rockets lost to us in Game 7 that year. And then Chris Paul, well, he didn't get hurt in 2020. He just got unlucky against James Harden, and but he took the Thunders to the playoffs. Ever since they lost Chris Paul, they haven't made the playoffs. And it's the opposite effect for Russell Westbrook. I'm just saying. And the Suns, he brought them to the playoffs. Before they got Chris Paul, they was the bottom of the league. They were so bad. It was just Devin Booker on their team. That's the only reason they were so good. They wasn't even good. It was a very mid team. They was 14. They was just bottom of the standings at all times before they got Chris Paul. So I was like, you can't say y'all good without Chris Paul, because y'all haven't proved that y'all were without Chris Paul. But I'm sure they're not gonna be bad because they got Kevin Durant. Because Kevin Durant also does make teams good, but he doesn't make them playoff championship good. He needed the Warriors to win the championship, and they say the Warriors needed him. Nope, we did not. We won a championship without him. I'm tired of people saying that. That's just a dumb debate, because they won a championship the year before he came on the team. It's obviously that he needed them. But anyways, speaking of Kevin Durant and the Suns, they have no salary cap room. They have no way to sign people. You know how the Warriors they had to trade somebody. They traded for the worst person to get if you want money. Like, they would have had a better chance of trading for Zach LaVine, getting a good team, you know. But they got a lot of trade value being in their top 5, only their top 5, because the rest of them is like very minimum players. You have to sign them on minimum contracts and everything like that, because, you know, they really suck. I'm just being honest. Everybody on the bench, you know, they got no depth. They just got a bunch of role players that agree to sign a 1-year contract. And you know, they probably they more over the luxury tax probably than the Warriors are right now. I'm just saying, this starting 5 alone, at least all of them has a max contract or a super max, at least a max, but most of them have super max. I think 3 of them has super max contract. So you gotta be like I forgot their starting 5. Okay, their starting 5 is I know Aiden, not Draymond. I hope not. That would be weird. it'll be Aiden, KD, Bradley Beal, Booker. What is the Suns? Starting five. Starting five. My nose is itching. Starting five. With Bill. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have Bill running the point guard. Oh yeah. Well, they still say Chris Paul's on there, so that's old. Yeah, they're gonna say Miles. If Miles Bridges was still on their team, they would have no cap. Cam Johnson, he is honestly getting paid a lot. How much is Cam Johnson getting paid? Cam Johnson, yeah, he's making a lot. I said Cam Johnson. What am I talking about? Hold up. They said Lamar Jackson. Hold up. No. Johnson. I'm about to say that's a lot of money. 200 and something. For a role player, that's crazy. Cam Johnson, 20 million. Dang. It's a 4-year, 18 mil contract. That's still a lot. They still over the cap. But anyways, you know that starting five is gonna be very good. They're not gonna be better than the Warriors starting five. Speaking of the Warriors starting five, that's why they need Draymond, because they had the best plus minus with that starting five in the league. They averaged over 20 points plus minus, and no other team has got past 10 except for the Nuggets this year. But last year, no other. It was the same starting lineup they had this year to start the season. You know, until everybody started getting hurt on the Warriors. They had the best plus minus last year too, and no team got above 10 last year. I can know that for a fact. But this year, the Nuggets got over 10. I think they had like 11. But the Warriors still beating. The Warriors had like 22 as a plus minus with that group on the court. So we already know that they're good. It's just that, are they good enough, you know, to win championships? Yes, they are. Whenever they're healthy, they're a good team. We just got unlucky to have Wiggins right back at the playoffs. He was super rusty and everything like that. It's just, you know, we don't need rusty Wiggins. We need healthy and good conditioned Wiggins. They kind of rushed him back a little bit. So, you know, that's the only problem I have with it. You know, oh, hold up. I gotta turn my phone down. Just in case y'all, you know, I gotta rechat, you know. Some people are supposed to be picking me up soon, so I might have to end the episode in about 5 minutes. But I'm ready for the NFL season to start too. I'm just gonna talk about that for a couple of minutes, or a couple. You know, that's gonna be my last thing I talk about is the NFL season, especially the Seahawks. They're gonna have a good team, and I'm not the only one talking about it. Finally, I'm about to say, because everybody wasn't talking about us last year. We had the best rookies, but none of our rookies won any awards. But they did make the rookie teams, and I don't know, not rookie teams. It was something. They did get some awards last year. Kenneth Walker and oh yeah, they did get Rookie of the Month. Both of them the same month. They got Defensive Rookie of the Month and Offensive Rookie of the Month the same month. They had to though, because Tariq Woolen had like 4 interceptions in 1 month, and Kenneth Walker had like 10 touchdowns in 1 month. Not 10, but like 3 touchdowns in a month. That's crazy. Out of 4 weeks, 3. And you know, he destroyed the Giants. That Giants matchup was the best. That was a must win for us, because if we lost, they would have made the playoffs. Well, they ended up making the playoffs anyway. But if they lost, the Packers probably would have made the playoffs, and the Lions would have had a better chance of making the playoffs if they beat the Packers, like they did. So go Lions, because without the Lions' help, we wouldn't have made the playoffs. You know what I mean? So but yeah, that's all for this episode. I hope you guys do enjoy, and you know, I'll see you guys in the next one, and remember, become that dude.